Hello students. So let us come to the chapter receivables management. Now first let us understand what we are going to study under this topic. Concept of receivables, cost and benefits of receivables, credit policy, credit evaluation, credit control and evaluation of credit policies. So before, let us first understand in this video lecture about the concept, cost and benefits of receivables. So what does the concept or meaning of receivables say? That receivables are the assets as they represent a claim of the firm against its customers to be realized in future. It means that the receivables means debtors and bills, which constitute a significant portion of the working capital, and we know that they are very important element of it. So the receivables emerge whenever goods are sold on credit and payments are deferred by the customers. Receivables are created when the firm sells the goods or services to its customers and accepts only the promise, not the immediate cash payment, accepts only the promise to pay from the customers within a certain time period. So we can say that the receivables represent credit allowed to customers and thereby allowing them to delay the payment. Not the prompt payment is involved under the bills receivable. So what can be understood as bills receivables management or receivables management? We can define the receivables management as the collection of steps and procedure to properly weigh the cost and benefits attached with the credit policies. Means the firm has to design or develop the credit policies in such a way that it can increase the sales, it can increase the cost, not affecting the benefits associated with the credit policies. So there are various costs and benefits which are attached with the credit policy. Certain cost of the receivables, let us take it first. Now what can be the associated cost of the receivables? Cost of financing, administrative cost, delinquency cost and cost of default by customers. Cost of financing means the time gap which is involved in incurring the cost and the sales realization. So we know that there is a time gap between the sales realization and getting the payment from our debtors. So this results in blocking of the funds for a longer period of time. So what the firm can do? Firm can arrange the funds to meet their own obligation towards the payment to the supplier or to the other stakeholders like employees, right? Now second is the administrative cost. Administrative cost means certain cost like the cost incurred on obtaining the information regarding the credit worthiness of the customers, getting the information about the credit sales, the cost incurred on maintaining any kind of record of the credit sales or collection thereof. So such kind of costs are listed under the administrative cost. Third is the delinquency cost. Delinquency cost is associated with the normal administrative cost of maintaining and collection of the receivables. Maintaining and collection of the receivables, for example, the firm may have to incur the cost on reminders or phone calls or postage or legal notices to remind to the customer about the delay in the payment. So such type of cost is known as the delinquency cost. Another is the cost of default by customers. If there is a default by any of the customer of yours and the receivable becomes partly or wholly or unrealizable, then this amount, which will be known as bad debt, also becomes the cost to the firm. And this type of cost does not appear in case of the cash sales, it only appears in terms of the credit sales. So this was all about the different types of the cost which are associated with the receivables. So how to balance these cost of receivables are only in the hands of the management, how they frame out their credit policies so that the customers makes the payment in the specified period of time. Now let us come to certain benefits of the receivables, like it increases the sales, it can help in increasing the profits or generating the extra profits. Now how it helps in increase in sales? We know that if we want to increase our customers and if we are selling the goods to them maximally on credit, means we are increasing the customers, we are selling the goods more and more, so sales is increased by liberalizing our credit terms. So this will attract more of your customers, which can result in higher sales, higher profits and higher growth for the firm. Increase in profits, if there is an increase in sales, it will definitely recover the fixed expenses, it will definitely achieve the break even level, and it can definitely increase the operating profit of the firm. So there is a positive relation between the sales and the profit. If the firm is able to achieve the higher sales, it will definitely achieve higher profits. Third is extra profit. Sometimes the firm make the credit sales at a price which is higher than the usual cash selling price. So this brings an opportunity or an advantage to the firm to make extra profit over and above the normal profits. So therefore we can say that receivables bring some cost as well as some benefits also to the firm. Both cost as well as the benefits are to be looked carefully and developed, and the firm should develop the credit policies in an optimum way so as to achieve a trade-off between them in a systematic manner can be possible. So this was all about today's lecture about the concept, cost and benefits associated with the receivables.